Hey everybody and welcome. It is me, your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend Joe Seeby. And happy Wednesday, guys. And Wednesday is always our class that we like to call Picture This. What is Picture This? Picture This is when I give you an image, a photograph, a painting, any kind of image, and your job is to write a chorus. A song chorus based on whatever the photograph or image is, okay? We've been doing this for a long time, and it's launched hundreds of songs over the course of 3 years, and even longer than that, because when we were at the studio, when we'd be in songwriting, we would use this as a springboard to write songs, because, you know, sometimes it's really hard to just have a blank piece of paper and then just come up with a story and an idea. Sometimes an image will launch your imagination and get you started on something, something that, instead of just staring at a blank piece of paper for an hour and a half or 2 hours, it can be really, sometimes it can be hard to, what do you want to sing about? It's easier to write music and a melody than it is sometimes to come up with a storyline. Like sometimes when I write a song, I'll just sing gibberish, and then I'll work on the melody first, and then I'll start getting some words to put in that melody so that it makes sense with the melody. But a lot of times in the beginning, I'll just sing a bunch of gibberish. I'll be like, blah, 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 but then I put words in the blah, blah, and I replace the blah, blah, blah with art. I try to anyway, make a story and a rhyme and something. But, a lot of times, you don't have the luxury of waiting for inspiration to come to you, especially when you're doing this for a living and you're being paid to do it. And your job is to help somebody who wants to be creative but doesn't really know how to dial that in. And, because I've been doing this for a long time, I have created these little techniques to get me to that place quicker than, say, waiting for inspiration. Sometimes inspiration doesn't come for days or weeks. Other times I'll be, bopping around the house and a melody or an idea or like a story idea will pop into my head, and I'll have to run to get my phone and either dictate the ideas through the voice, voice to speech, or I'll, or a picture, which is how this came to be born. Sometimes I'll see images or photographs, and the picture will be so stunning, or it'll be so self-evident where it doesn't need any words to tell the story. The picture sums up something for you personally. And every single person that looks at that image, if I gave whatever image that we're doing, particularly tonight, like I'll show you the image in a little bit, but whatever the image is, it could be, there's a million images, but if you gave that image, that one image, to 1,000 people, you're going to get 1,000 different pieces of art. You're going to have, that picture is going to mean something different to everybody. You know what I mean? It's, what goes on in someone's head is a series of things that have happened in their life. And that picture is going to relate to things that they correlate with, And, the object of this class or this exercise is to give a voice to an image that's frozen. You have to give it a history, give it a present, a past, and a future, a past, and a present, just from looking at an image. And, like I said earlier, when you're writing with people and you have a session, let's say 4 o'clock, someone's coming over to your studio, they're coming over at 4 o'clock, and you're going to work with them from 4 to 7. By the time they leave, you got to have something tangible in your hand. And, you know, the worst thing is when you're both staring at each other and you're both looking at blank pieces of paper going, what do you want to write about? I don't know. What do you want to write about? You know, it can get really like, and they're coming to you for the answers. You know, they want to be creative, but sometimes they don't know how to channel it. You know, a lot of times I work with vocalists that aren't necessarily writers. They're great singers, but they don't write their own songs, or they need help writing songs. And so this is a really great way to start something, a launching pad. Just start getting your ideas together instead of just going, oh my God, there's so many topics we could write about. What do you want to say? Sometimes a picture will just open that creative part in your head. You just go, wow, I know exactly what I want to say. Or sometimes you don't even know, even looking at a picture, but it gives you an idea, a starting point that you can, you know, it's way, you're closer to your goal than if you were just looking at a blank piece of paper. And so I've interjected this, sometimes even coming up with a title. I've just written titles, you know, and you can write a whole song off of a title. But sometimes an image will just, like, you know, movies can be inspirational to me, or another song, you know, watching another artist will just get my creative juices going, and I want to write something, you know. Then I feel like, oh, I want to write something too. That inspired me so much. That song inspired me. I don't want to write that song, but it just opened my mind to being creative, and that song was like a portal into my creative thought process. Well, anyway, I'm going to show you this picture right now. And after I show you the picture, I'm going to show you what I wrote for it, because I wrote a chorus to it. I always write a chorus to these pictures. It's the catalyst for me showing it to you. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to show you that picture right now. So here it is. Enjoy the picture. Okay, so you saw the picture. It's very abstract. It's very blurry. I don't know if it's a real photograph or if it's a painting. It looks kind of like a painting, but it almost looks like a altered photograph, maybe. Like the shutter speed was weird on the, the shutter speed on the camera was weird, and they were moving, and it creates, like trail images. But it's like, it looks like a man, or I don't know if it's two men, or I don't know if it's a man and a woman. It's just two people embracing one another. And now when I do this exercise, and I tell you guys this every week, but it's so true. I want you, when you look at this picture, I want you to stare at it until the picture kind of goes blurry and you go into a daydream, okay? And I want you, when you pull back and you're suddenly back at your desk, or you're suddenly back in your bedroom from the daydream, I want you to get your paper, and I want you to make a laundry list of everything you saw in that picture, okay? Everything you saw in your daydream, okay? Write it down. Don't worry about rhyming yet. Just write everything down, because one of those details could be the name of the song. It could be like, the starting line in the song. Like, it doesn't, like, these all help towards the goal, right? And then, and I always see these little movies in my head when I go into these daydreams, and I picture a whole thing. I get real detailed in my imagination. So this is what I wrote for this. So and you might have a totally different feeling from what I got from this. What I got from this was like two people that love each other, but they celebrate their misery together. I don't know. That's what I got from it. Like two people that are gluttons for punishment. That were never really, they just got dependent on each other without love. They were like emotionally dependent upon one another. And that happens in real life with relationships. So this is what I wrote for my chorus. 10 years of a fake charade. Built a life off the lies we made. We're slowly drowning, both going down together. And when we're standing face to face, I feel the chill in your cold embrace. You got me right where you wanted me forever. I feel myself freezing. I feel myself freezing. That's the hook. But the whole other part is the setup. And even though they look lovingly in the picture, they're kind of lovingly miserable together. That's what I came up with. Now, you're probably going to come up with something completely different, and I hope you do, because I don't want you to steal what I thought of. I want you to come up with your own concept for this. But I'm going to read it one more time. So this is what I wrote. I wrote, 10 years of a fake charade. I built a life off the lies we made. We're slowly drowning, both gone down together. And when we're standing face to face, I feel the chill in your cold embrace. You got me right where you wanted me forever. I feel myself freezing. That's what... Feel myself freezing. I mean, I'm just kind of singing it, but I have a melody and everything. But that's what I wrote for that. Okay, so so anyway, guys, that's all the time that we have for right now. This is your songwriting partner, your co-producer, and as always, your friend Joe Seavey. I can't wait to see what you guys write for this. I can't wait. I love when you guys send me all the texts of all your ideas. Bring them on, everybody. And remember, whoever does the best one, you're going to get a gift card for sending me the top spot. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Peace.